All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday, guys. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Let me just make sure you guys can hear and see me all good. Looks like my screen's a little bit cut off. Let me fix that. Should do it. Is that right? I should do it. Audio and video good. Awesome. Welcome back, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Good morning, Joe, again. If any guys are new here on the Topstep channel, my name is Aaron, also known as Aaron Trades. I've been trading for around 7 years. I mainly focus on gold futures, but we'll have a look at all other markets here today as well. For the familiar faces, welcome back, everyone. Final day of the month, which has been a very, very good month. I am looking for some sells here on gold, guys. So I'm going to get straight in a second. We did just speak about these sells pre-London. However, I haven't executed this just yet. But I do like sells to come down and tap into these Asia liquidity regions. So I am looking to short here on gold soon. And I'm trading minis today, guys, because the ranges are much smaller. So I can go back to trading my normal minis. But what we're basically seeing here on gold on our pre-London session is price holding beautifully of this resistance. And what I was kind of saying is, you did see a strong 30-minute breakout to the upside. And this is where I said to the guys, like, I'm not buying this because this is an hourly level of resistance. So at any point, this can close back below, which we did do. We held this resistance nicely. And now we're trying to have a squeeze back lower. The only thing is, gold is a little bit range bound. We're pretty much going from one range to the next, which is a little bit tough. But I do like this higher time frame to squeeze lower on gold. Come down and tap into this 4-hour wick. Come and grab a lot of this liquidity. But, I don't think it's going to be the easiest of days. So we do have to keep our maybe expectations a little bit lower. But I am looking for some sells here, guys. I am looking for some sells. Looking for price to come at least down into these lows, which is about a 50 tick trade, which is nice. Let me just see if we can look to short this. I don't want to ramble on too much. I want to see if we can get these shorts with you guys. 5-minute grab the lows, squeezing back high. Yeah, cool. We're all right for now. We got time. But I am looking for some downside today on gold, guys. Looking for some downside. We have been in a very, very choppy range on gold. The daily, is in a big range. I do like overall sells on gold back down into 32.50. But what I have seen a lot when trading gold is, when you leave so much liquidity to the downside, it can literally hold it all the way until NFP. And a non-farm payroll can come out on Friday and just whipsaw and just rip all the way down. So we want to be very adaptive today in these markets. We don't want to be trying to predict too much. We want to be reacting to what's right in front of us. Although I do believe, we're going to see a nice squeeze down into these lows. I am also understanding that we are in a bit of a choppy range. So my overall liquidity levels for the day are back up at these highs around 33.40 and back down at these lows from 33.10 all the way down to, let's say, 33.09. Two big levels. The reason I'm looking at these levels is because I'm kind of imagining, a lot of people are probably trying to jump in these huge buys here, stops down below there, and exactly the same thing here to the downside. A lot of people short, stops just sitting above there. So I have liquidity on both sides. And what do you do in a situation where you have liquidity on both sides of the markets? Like, how do you trade it? You follow the intraday breakouts, which right now is to the downside. So as long as we keep breaking to the downside, I want to keep selling gold into these lows. If we start breaking back above, fantastic. We could look for some buys. Oh, going? No, sneeze. Am I going to sneeze? No, it's gone. Okay, all right. So if I want buys today on gold, given the fact that we have held this resistance nicely, I would have to see this hourly close back above. If we close back above, maybe I could look for some buys back into some Asia highs, lots of resistance back up here. But as of right now, this current hourly candle held the resistance, having a bit of a squeeze lower. So this hourly closure is going to be very, very key. But yeah, you know, so I was just saying to the guys on pre-London session, guys, if you guys have had a good April, which April has been a fantastic month, don't feel like you need to give it all back. You know, stay very patient. I'm still going to be looking for opportunities today. I'm happy to risk some of the $300 that I made in Asia, but you know, we're not going to force anything. We're not going to take a trade just because we want to take a trade. It's the last day of the month. What you guys don't want to do is give back all of your gains on the last day of the month by, you know, trying to force trades and trying to go on tilt. We'll follow the plan, and we can see we are getting some, yeah, pretty choppy ranges on gold. So we'll have a look at some other markets as well here, guys. Like I say, if we do close back above, yeah, we could see some buys. We did want these shorts in the pre-London session, but the only reason I didn't short this candle is because I really wanted to see price just break below the support. Couldn't quite get back below, and then by the time you did get back below, well, at that point, you're already back down at the next support level. So if I was shorting here, this would be my management point. So do I want to load up a new short at a big level of support? Not really. Unless, you know, we start re-breaking some lows, and I can look to scalp this lower. But remember, guys, you know, one candle, one breakout can absolutely change anything. If we start engulfing back to the upside and breaking some highs, you know, could this be an hourly liquidity grab at the previous low to continue pushing up? Very possible. So, like I say, one candle can change everything. We got London open in about 20 minutes as well, guys. You guys on YouTube, on the Topstep channel, how has everyone's month been? Have you guys had a profitable month? Losing month? Learning month? Took the gold short, 2 minis, $500. Nice work, man. Nice work. Beautiful work. Good job. Well, we'll have a look at all markets as well, guys. Don't worry. We'll break down everything. We'll have a quick look at the news as well. I know we do have a lot coming up for the day. We've got a lot coming up for the week, to be honest. You know, month end can typically be a bit of a choppy day. Let's have a look. What do we have? In terms of US dollar news, I wish I could change this to... You maybe can. Change this to London time. But on the London calendar, we do have ADP non-farm employment changes at 1:15 London time. We also got GDP at 1:30 London time as well. So we have a lot of news coming up today, guys. A lot of US dollar news. And then you got core PCE price index at 3 p.m. London time. So you're going to get a pretty volatile New York session and overall day on gold. So not only is it the final day of the month, we have a lot of news coming up as well. A learning month. Yeah, nice. Great month for me. First ever payout coming up next week. Amazing, man. Good work. Beautiful. Lots of learning, very small gains, but overall call it a win. Absolutely. Good morning so far. Good month. Amazing, man. Amazing. 2K balance locked in. Amazing. Good job. Like I say, even if you guys have maybe, you know, lost money this month, it hasn't been an easy month to trade. There has been an extreme amount of volume. So treat it as a learning month. It's a very historical month to be trading with all the tariff news that went on. Trump posting on Twitter every other hour. So it's never a losing month. It's always a learning month. So let's do a little bit of top down here for you guys. We'll look at all other markets. I'm just trying to see if we're going to get these sells on gold. I don't want to miss these sells. Let me have a look before we do top down. Now we've got time. Let's do a little bit of top down here for you guys. So daily time frame here on gold. I'm looking for overall this week, whether it happens today, could take until NFP, we'll see. But this week I am looking for this weekly time frame to tap into these lows. I believe there's a lot of people long here on gold looking for this, you know, big swing trade. And I think even if gold's going to have a new push back to all-time highs, I believe there's a high chance we're going to come down and squeeze these lows. Now, could it take all the way until NFP? Yes, it can. That's what gold loves to do before major news like NFP. Build up so much liquidity, and then, you know, in an hour, we can rip a lot of lows. So lots of liquidity to the downside. However, you know, I'm not ignoring the fact that we are still at a very, very big level of support. And, you know, we can still bounce. We can still bounce before seeing that overall squeeze lower. But that's my at least, yesterday's low as a liquidity target for today does look nice as well. But as an overall outlook, this week, I love gold to tap into previous weekly lows and tap into 32.50. So you got that previous weekly low there. You're kind of trying to form a nice evening star here as well. By the time this week closes, could this be looking like... I think we're going to get the drawings out again today. Could this be looking like something like this? That is not a good drawing. That is a terrible drawing. Let's fix that up a bit. I'm trying to anticipate how could the weekly candle look before it's closed. To me, this looks like this could be a nice top wick for this to come down and have a deep retracement here on gold on this weekly time frame. But like I say, that is just a higher time frame outlook, and that can take until NFP. But overall, I like gold to squeeze lower this week. Now, on an intraday time frame, what could we actually see for the next hour and a half that I'm going to be on here with you guys? Well, let's get rid of these levels. The thing is, I'm going to delete this level, guys, just to keep it clean. You guys know where that downside liquidity is. But in terms of what we're seeing right now, like, this is why we have to be very, very neutral. Like, I don't want to be thinking too much before major news events. I want to be trading what I see. And what I kind of see right now is a major 4-hour range. Does that mean I can't trade it? Well, let's measure it. Is it tradable? Yeah, I mean, it's a 120 tick range. We're back to normal range on gold. I can definitely trade a 120 tick range. I want to do it at good areas. So what we're kind of seeing here on gold is we're bouncing off this support. We're coming down. We're grabbing previous hourly lows, and we're starting to reject. So could this be a liquidity grab? And this candle is going to flip bullish and come up and fill in this hourly wick, and maybe come back up and hold some of this range. If not, maybe just squeeze a little bit higher. Yeah, it's possible. It's very possible. I can kind of see on, I think that's why this London's going to be here. If this just closes bearish, then cool, we're going to look for the sells. But if this starts to wick back up, we could also see some buyers. So maybe buyers on the break of the hourly high, and sells if we do actually close bearish. Now let's have a look at the 30-minute time frame here. 30-minute, we had a decent push down here. I was looking for these sells, however, I didn't manage to get it, but we are coming straight into support, which is fueling this pushback higher. So, could we see 30-minute fake out buys? I think so. If we can close back above here, we could look for a squeeze higher here at the London Open. Hey man, I'm on the Gold Coast. Hey man, holding any sessions here. You're trying to see how drop me a message on Instagram if you're interested in sessions on the coast, man. You can drop me a message. So yeah, we are looking for this to, if we hold above here, squeeze higher and just kind of play this range. It's going to be a tough range. It's not going to be, I mean, who knows? We'll see. Like the other days we had like our, 30, 40, 50 ticks in like one 5-minute candle. Do I think it's going to be as easy of a day today? Not really. That doesn't mean we can't trade. It just means you have to be a little bit more patient. So, potential 30-minute fake out buys on gold, and we'll see if we can come in and fill in that hourly wick. To you guys who were on the stream yesterday, where was our trade yesterday? Our trade yesterday, we got long here yesterday, and it happened before we jumped off, but I exited my trade, and look what we did yesterday, guys. We had our entries here, and we got out at this high. Look at what happened after we got out of our buys yesterday. We got long from about here to here for about 40 ticks. You then came up, tagged the highs, and just completely ripped back lower. So we had a fantastic exit on that buy that we took on the live stream yesterday. Really, really, really good exit. And that again was same thing, buying up into that previous hourly high. Or could we be looking for something similar here today? I think so. Unless we close back below or go short, but as long as we hold above here on the 30-minute time frame to refill in yesterday's high, yeah, looks like a potential trade. Potential trade. Yeah, a lot of news in the US sessions. I'll be careful in the US session today, guys. Remember, it's month end as well. Like I say, you guys get into trading for the freedom, so be okay with taking a step back when you need to. Understand the ranges. Understand there's a lot of news. Understand that it's the end of the month. Or ignore all of them things. Try and trade, take losses, and then that's when the tilt happens. The tilt happens when you trade on days when in the back of your mind, you shouldn't really be trading. So I'm not saying we're not going to trade here together, but be understanding of, someone asked on our pre-London stream, how do you manage emotions, or how do you become less emotional? And trading isn't about becoming numb. Not in my opinion. Like, I don't think you ever get to a point where you don't feel trading emotions, but you learn what triggers your emotions. And me trading on days when in the back of my mind, I know I shouldn't really be trading. If I take a loss and get chopped up, that's what's going to trigger my emotions, and that's what's going to send me on tilt. Therefore, I'm able to recognize that and just be happy to stay a little bit patient or just reduce my risk. So like I said, it's not, it's not about being, a robot and having zero emotions when trading. It's about understanding what triggers your emotions, and trading on a pre-news day, final day of the month, in a choppy range, that is probably going to trigger emotions. Therefore, just be a little bit more patient. Due to live draws, yeah, it happens, man. It happens, man. You're gonna have plenty more to come, man. That's the thing. If any of you guys, have maybe lost this month or lost in the past couple of days, that's trading. You're not gonna make money every single day. What you are gonna hopefully do is execute well and manage your risk. That's all we can do. We execute our trades and we manage our risk. So we have potential buys here on the London Open, guys, in about 10 minutes. I know some of you guys were asking about NQ, so let's have a look. Let's have a look. What did we do yesterday? Where was yesterday? Where was our London session yesterday? Kind of ranged in the London session yesterday. You had a decent push up here, and then push down, ranged, huge breakout, and then a really nice push high yesterday. So you probably had a pretty strong daily close. How did the daily close? Let's get rid of these levels. Remember, guys, we spoke about this on the opening call on Monday. 19,600. I mentioned on Monday's opening call that was going to be a very, very strong barrier. I was like, there's a high chance you're going to tap into that, but this is going to be a big make or break level. And we do have a lot of earnings this week as well. A lot of earnings. So a lot of earnings around a massive level of resistance. To me, although the daily did close bullish, I kind of look at this, and to me, this looks pretty overextended. You haven't really grabbed any lows for a while, as long as ES hasn't. Yeah, same as ES. You haven't really grabbed any daily lows. So I'd be a little bit skeptical buying this high, personally. 5,600, again, massive level here on ES. I think there's a lot of liquidity sitting below a lot of daily lows, which even if you're going to break this level, I wouldn't be too surprised to see some big wick rejections of these lows, grab some liquidity before potentially squeezing higher. So on an intraday time frame, could you short to take advantage of that daily liquidity grab? Potentially. Let's have a look. Let's find out. Let's have a look together. Let's go down to the 4 hour. Taking a 20 tick W and closing the charts. Cheers to the stream, bro. Yeah, nice one, Brad. See you next time, man. Good job on the 20 ticks as well, man. Lovely work. So let's have a look. We can kind of see this is a nice little squeeze up here. I think a lot of people are probably trying to buy here. And for me personally, this is pretty overextended. This to me looks like we're due a bit of a pullback. But as I always say to you guys, do we trade off what I think is going to happen? Absolutely not. Although I do believe, we're going to see some decent pullbacks and come down and grab some lows. As long as the intraday time frame is grabbing lows and breaking higher, we will react to that. Keep in mind these liquidity levels though. Let's drop down to the hourly. Previous hourly grab lows and close bullish. So although I think, we're going to spike down into these lows, we're not going to react off what I think until the market show us that what I'm thinking could be correct, which could be a potential break back below. As long as we hold back above this level, this is what's kind of fueling this nice move up. We came down, grabbed the lows, broke out. That's a nice confirmation to buy this 7 a.m. candle. It's actually looking nicer than gold. Look at that. Who would have thought? NQ looking nicer than gold in the London session. Look at that. Lovely breakout. Super simple. You don't try and buy here. You let the markets break out. The markets confirm the breakout. They confirm the volume. And then you get your trade. So we may actually keep squeezing higher a little bit here. Maybe come up and grab some of these highs. I don't really see a reason to want to short yet, although I do believe you're going to squeeze lower. I don't really see any reason to react off that. If anything, intraday's squeezing higher. You had a nice little sell-off here in Asia today, which is really nice. So we're having a bit of a pullback. So we may be seeing a potential squeeze higher before having that dip lower. Something like that. It's not a very good drawing, is it? Goldie's still squeezing lower here, guys. We got the hourly closure in about 6 minutes. We got time here on gold. I'm still watching gold on my other chart, guys. Let me just have a look. Let me have a look. So yeah, although I do believe NQ is due a pullback, we're breaking out, so I'm not going to be shorting that. If we close below, I could short it. But that was a really nice breakout by 7 a.m. again. It looks like almost every single time we do break down NQ, it looks like 7 a.m. Has the nicest of pushes. Because by the time I start looking, I'm like, well, we're already at the resistance, which I would have wanted to be buying into here. So we'll keep an eye on NQ. We'll keep an eye. I'm still watching gold here as well, guys. We'll have a look at copper in a second. ES will probably be pretty similar. Aaron, I've recently found myself trading against the trend. I miss opportunity and then trade against it. How to deal with it and not fight the trend. Well, remember, man, like, our job isn't to fight the markets. We have zero control over the markets. Our job is to be in flow with the markets. And that's why, you know, although I believe NQ is going to squeeze down these lows, does that mean I just start jumping in sells? I don't. It's okay to draw up what you think can happen. We may get some sales here on gold, guys. 5 minutes to this alley can close. It's okay to draw up what you think might happen, but you only react to what you think once the markets show you that what you're thinking is correct. Like, although I think NQ is going to squeeze down into these lows, do I start selling it when it's breaking above levels and squeezing higher? Not at all. Like, I'm not trying to fight the markets. I'm trying to be in tune with the markets. And that's why I try and come on with a very not much of a bias. Like, I don't say to myself, nah, NQ has to go down today. I don't really care which way the markets are going to go. I just want to be neutral to the fact that my job isn't to predict. My job is to simply react. And if I want prices to go down, but prices squeezing out and breaking higher, well, that's fine. I'll take the longs, which is kind of, you know, the exact same thing as what I'm speaking about on gold. If gold breaks to the upside, I'm going to look for longs. If price breaks to the downside, I'm going to go short. I'm extremely neutral. I don't come on here saying, no, gold has to go up today or gold has to go down today. I don't really care which way gold's going to go. All I'm going to do is wait for it to show me which way it wants to go, and then I'm just going to ride the wave of the markets. I'm not trying to be right every time. I'm not trying to fight the markets. I'm trying to be in tune and in flow with the markets. So if you feel like you're always fighting the trend, you're trying to trade what you think as opposed to what's right in front of you. So try and trade more neutral in the perspective of, I don't care which way price is going to go. I'm just going to be very reactive to what's right in front of me. Trying to get back low here, guys. We got the London Open in about 3 minutes. There's no point trying to jump in this just yet. You may as well wait for the open, wait for that hourly closure and see if we can actually break out here. I use 2 monitors, man. Well, I have my monitor here, but it's split up into 3 screens. You guys can see my Topstep chart here. I also have a trading view chart, and then I have another screen above as well. So I have my one horizontal monitor that's split into 3. I used to have 2 of these, but now I just have the one, to be honest. I don't really need loads of screens because I only trade gold, so. What do I think about tick chart? It has its place, man. I don't use it. I prefer to use the time charts here, but yeah, it has its place. It's nothing secret or anything like that. It's just about what works for you. London Open at 3 a.m. NY. Let's have a look, man. I'm not too sure. Let's have a look. It's in 3 minutes anyway. Where are we? Where's New York? Yep, 3 a.m. man. Yep, 3 minutes. So let's see. We are trying to get back lower here. Hourly. If this hourly closes below, guys, we're going to look for shorts. The reason I haven't jumped in shorts just yet is because that 15 closed back above. You close below, you close back above, you close below. We're ranging. Gold's not ripping down. It's also not ripping up. We're ranging. But if we close back below in 2 minutes, cool. We shall look for some sells. And we'll be able to risk off any closures back above this level. So if I get short here on gold in 2 minutes, guys, stops will be based off if you close back above the zone. I don't want to be in the trade, and I'm going to try and hold it down into these lows here. So let's have a look. I'm going to watch the 30-minute on this chart. 30 minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes looking okay. It's not looking the best. You can see these traps a lot on gold. 30 minute could be leaving a big wick rejection, but yeah, you can still squeeze higher. Check the Dow. Yep, absolutely. We'll have a look at the Dow as well, man. I'm just going to see if we're going to get these London Open trades here on gold. I want to see if this is actually going to close below or it's going to wick back above in 1 minute. Closures are key here. Closures are key. One more payout on my London account and I will be. Oh, look at this nice squeeze here, guys. Starting to re-break the lows here. Let me have a look at the 5 minute. Yeah, nice. If this 5 minute can break out, top wick, I'm going to look for some sells. But let's see this closure. We've got London Open about 1 minute here, guys. 1 minute. Do you play off the 30 minute, 1 hour, or 4 hour levels? All of it, man. All of it. There's no... I don't just trade the 30 minute or just trade the hourly. I trade all of them. I use all of the time frames to align my lower time frame picture. Came up, grabbed the highs. Nice breakout here. Let's see, guys. 30 seconds. We're going to get this London Open. If we open and instantly push up, I'm going to look to short from around here, and I'm going to see if we can squeeze this down. We've been on back-to-back winning days here, so let's see if we can get a nice position here. I'm going to be risking some of my Asia move. I'm going to be trading 1 micro here. So your opening is pushing down. So that 30 minute close wasn't the best. 1 micro, big boy. Yeah, we're playing with the big boys now. Back to the micros. Back to the micros. Let's see. 15 close back below. Still at support though. Grab the highs, close bearish, bearish, bullish, bearish. I can't ignore that it is ranging. 30 minute, you know, did close back below and held it. I do see these fail a lot though. Let's see. I'm not gonna take a. Let me see. Yeah, if we can pull back into here, I'm gonna look to get short from here. I'm not gonna take it from here. I want to see it actually give me a good risk to reward. If we can squeeze into here, I'm gonna look to sell it. And I'm gonna manage at these lows here. So I don't want to see these lows grabbed. I want to pull back into here before I do go short. If we come down and grab these lows, then I'm not sure what's gonna happen down here. This would be my management point. So I want to have a little bit of a pullback here first. What did you prefer between... Oh, there you go. There's the squeeze, guys. That may be the squeeze. So we can just pull back a little bit more. What do we have on that 1 5 minute candle? 20 ticks. Look at that. Nice push. Nice push. Maybe I wanted a little bit too much. I just want to see a little bit of a pullback so I can get a good risk to reward. Nice squeeze there, guys. Remember, we do still have all the way down here. Really nice squeeze. What would we have if we tried to sell it here? 20 ticks, 23, 40. Tough. Nice little squeeze there. If you did take that 5 minute, you know, you can probably be at break even. I'm not in this just yet. What trading system did you use to pass the combine of Topstep? The system that you'll see me execute here, man. I trade a lot of liquidity grabs and breakouts on gold. I traded. We took a trade on Monday and we took a trade on Tuesday here as well. So I would say if you do want to learn it a little bit more, go back and watch them streams as well. This would be my management point here, guys. So I'm a little bit skeptical of buying here. Selling here. The reason I'm skeptical is I'm like, could this be a grab of the 30 lows to squeeze higher? It's not the cleanest. It's not the cleanest. Look at this. I'm very hesitant on gold today. The reason I'm hesitant is because the ranges are so tough. And if ever I'm hesitant, it's probably a reason to be cautious. But if I did execute this, if it did pull up, yeah, I'd be break even aggressively because as soon as you hit these lows, I don't know what's going to happen down here. Although I'd love to see it squeeze lower. Could this be a grab of these lows to pull back? Maybe. Maybe. Do I trade the Asian session? Yes, I do, man. Yep. I've had some great trades in Asia recently. Only a small little play here today. I got 300 on this account, and then I got 200 on here. Very small scalps today in Asia. But yeah, I do trade Asia, man. Yeah, there's some videos on my channel going over some previous trades that we've taken live on stream together. Yeah, you can see it in the comments of this Topstep stream. Right, let's have a look at some other markets here, guys. I'm going to FOMO into gold, and I don't love gold right now. Let's have a look at the Dow. Someone asked for the Dow. Let's have a look. Have a look at the daily. Oh, this looks good. This looks good. Look at this. Came down, filled in that gap, which I think I just deleted the analysis of when we spoke about this last time, which was... When was the last time we looked at this? Was that last week? 24th? Yeah, last week we looked at this. For price to come down and fill in the gap. Filled in the gap nicely. Continuing to break higher. Dow's looking good. Dow's looking good for buys. Look at this. Daily closed bullish out of the range, are coming down for an instant bottom wick. So you could be seeing a buys into yesterday's highs for an intraday move. That actually looks pretty nice. Let's have a look. Gold is still squeezing lower, guys. I'm not going to chase it though. It's not super clean to me. If you did take the 5 flip, well done. I would be aggressive with the management though. I'm happy to stay a little bit patient here. So if I was looking at this on the Dow, yeah, I'd be looking for this to come up into yesterday's high. This is looking quite nice, actually. How is that hourly? What have we done here? So decent sell-off in Asia, came down, held a nice little morning star here, held this resistance, squeezing back higher. So if I did want to buy this, I would like to see a little bit of a pullback first. Otherwise, I should have been in. You should have been in from here. If you trade this. Here was nice. You came down, grabbed lows, closed bullish. Buying this 7 AM candle was really nice. If we're not already in the buys, I'll be looking for a pullback and, yeah, continue buying into yesterday's high. Looks very nice. Let me just see gold. Let me have a quick look. YM is the Dow. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Yeah, we're squeezing lower here, guys. You may keep selling off here. I just don't see a risk to reward to short this. I just don't. Like, I can't see a valid stop. And my target would be here. So even if I risked off previous 5 high, like I'm, trying to squeeze less than a 1-to-1, it's not worth trying to chase personally. If you are in it, amazing. Hold on, I'm personally not in this sell. It was a nice call, but it's still pretty choppy for me. ES, yep, we can have a look at ES, absolutely. Let's have a look. We'll have a look at copper as well. I know we spoke a lot about copper yesterday. Let's have a look. Daily is looking good. Nice bullish close yesterday. It's, again, kind of very similar to the Dow. I'd be looking for this to come up and grab yesterday's high and also retest 50,600. Looks like a nice level. So nice daily bullish closure. Again, though, this is looking pretty like we're squeezing and squeezing and squeezing. It looks like we're due a bit of a liquidity grab. Again, though, nice morning star here. Very, very almost identical to the Dow there. Came down, held this nice morning star. Had a decent bounce off this support and now breaking back higher. So here's our range for the day. So if we're not already in buys, yeah, we need some Trump news. Yeah, we do. We need Trump to wake up and post a tweet so we can get gold. Moving here. So buys off this support were great very early on in the day. I don't know what time this does move, but that's a pretty decent bounce at 4 to 5 a.m. London time. Now we're back at the resistance. So if you do want the buys into 5,600, you either need to see a closure back above or you want to see a little bit of a pullback. A little bit of profit taken from this nice range play here could give you a little bit of a pullback before you can continue squeezing. Let me just make sure we're not missing anything on gold, guys. I don't want to chase this. Yeah, cool. This is the reason I don't want to chase this, is because although I do believe we're going to come down and grab these lows, the reason I am hesitant is because this is still such a major level of support. It's the only reason I'm hesitant, not jumping in these gold shorts. So I think patience will pay here. Patience will pay. Nothing super confirmed to me on gold just yet. which is why, you know, if you did take this little 5-minute short that we spoke about, the second you tap into previous hourly lows would be a level where I would have to manage. What would you have hit? You would have hit lows of about 30 ticks, which is quite nice. But to be honest, I would have been holding this into here. Sometimes it's easy to go, oh yeah, you know, I'd have locked in 30 ticks. Realistically, even if I was short, I wouldn't be out here. I'd be holding it down at these lows or break even. Let's have a look at copper. Let's have a look. Is this live? I hope so. I hope so. Ooh, look at this. Copper having a sell-off here. Wowee. Any of you guys on Zoom on copper? Wow, look at that on copper yesterday. Wowee. Look at that. Huge grab of the daily highs. Failed to close above. That's a lovely, lovely push. Look at that. Lots of liquidity there as well. That's a huge grab. Anyone get shorts on that? What a push. That's much nicer than gold, that's for sure. Look at that. It came up. We tapped into the daily highs, which is what we spoke about yesterday. I can't remember exactly what we said yesterday. But we can see here, we came up yesterday. We tagged these highs, and now we're having a huge sell-off. Wow, this is... We've missed out on this one. Look at that. What a push. That is absolutely beautiful. Massive, massive sell-off here on copper, guys. Wow. Again, though, in terms of what can we do in the next hour that we're here for, unfortunately, nothing on copper. That is a lovely, lovely, lovely sell-off. Look at even this. Before the move down, what did we do here? What did we do before this move down? We came up, we tagged the highs, we closed bearish. So this candle would be my confirmation candle. This would be my entry candle. What an absolutely incredible push here, guys. And copper moves at 1250 per tick is a 140 tick push. Wow, did anyone get shorts on copper? That was a crazy man. I hadn't watched this all day. That is beautiful. Yeah, copper is like, it does move like gold. I don't like looking at any lower than the 30-minute though, because it can get a little bit choppy. Yeah, gold's pulling back here, guys. That's the reason I'm not chasing these shorts. I don't trust these shorts, guys. But yeah, decent sell. Look at that. Wow. Took it back. Yeah, nice, nice, nice. Yeah, if you did take the sell on gold, break even there is, where are we? Break even there is smart for the reasons I mentioned. So even if you did short this here, you know, you would have hit 30 ticks. To me, it's not worth securing. But now you're having a bounce back higher, because this is what I was saying. You know, this could easily be a liquidity grab of the previous hourly lows to just continue ranging or squeeze back high. Who knows? But as I mentioned, I don't know what's going to happen down here. So if I was selling here, second we tap into these lows, that would be my management. Oh, D-Trade's copper. Nice. I wonder if she got the shorts. I'll have to tune in and see. That's an incredible sell-off, though. Look at that. Absolutely huge. That happened since... wow, that's happened in the past since 6 a.m. You ranged for Asia. 6:30 came up, grabbed the highs. Huge breakout. Look at that. You had perfect trendline liquidity building up there as well. Wow, that's amazing. That's a textbook setup. Regardless of if it's copper or if it's gold, that is a textbook setup to you guys who are asking, what is my plan? My plan is price to come up, liquidate some highs, and then I want to short into a downside target. So liquidity grab for entry, trendline liquidity for a target. That is a lovely, lovely, lovely push. What an incredible sell-off. Was there news there or anything? That is just a straight rip down, 180 ticks. Let's have a look here. Someone asked about oil. I had a look at oil this morning on our pre-London session. I don't day trade oil. I find it so hard to read sometimes, and yesterday was exactly why. If I had tried to trade this yesterday, the amount of times, you know, you grab lows, close bullish, oh cool, let me go long. No, grabbed highs, close bearish, held in support, holding resistance, tried to break out, back above, back down. Like, this to me would have, you know, although you could look back and like, oh, this is a lovely push down, in real time, it's easy to look back in hindsight and go, oh yeah, what a beautiful sell-off. But in real time, if I was watching this, I would have got absolutely wrecked on oil yesterday. Like, so many signs of, you know, okay, we're grabbing highs, let me go short. Oh no, we're holding support and closing bullish, let me go long. Nah, straight back down. Oh cool, bearish breakout of the level. Holding it, let me go short. No, straight back above. Huge push straight back down. So intraday time frame, pretty aggressive on oil. Even when I used to trade currencies, oil, which was correlated to the Canadian dollar, were two of my worst currencies to trade. I used to hate the you know, USD CAD, for example. I used to hate the Canadian dollar pairs because it's so correlated to oil. Swing trading is great. I have taken fantastic swing trades on oil. Like, you know, if you look at this on the daily, you're like, oh, wow, that's beautiful. You know, you came up, grabbed highs, closed bearish. Like, that was an easy short yesterday, which on the daily, it absolutely was. That was a great short. But on an intraday, I find it so hard to read. That's why anytime I do trade oil, it is swing trading oil. So, decent bearish breakout yesterday, continuing to sell off here. We are coming into some big support though, which could give some intraday bounces. I wouldn't be too surprised to see us break this and continue squeezing lower, like down into these areas. But on an intraday, which I'm assuming is what you're probably interested in, big daily support, we could see a bounce. So you're coming down, you're grabbing these lows, you could be looking for a bit of a pullback here. Whether it's your plan to, you know, short a pullback, that's up to you. But to me, this was the nice sell-off. Actually, a decent price action in Asia. Nice evening star there. Big push down. To me, this is due a bit of a correction. Maybe back up into some previous hourly highs. Gold breaking back above here, guys. This is the reason I didn't want to chase these sells, because I didn't trust this. So could we be looking for, you know, buys into this trend line? Let me have a look. Do we have reasons to buy gold? Coming down, grabbing the lows. Not really. I mean, maybe. It's a pretty decent grab of the lows. If we start rejecting, we're going to have 3 equal hourly highs as well. 30 minutes probably going to come up and fill in previous 30-minute high. 15-minute broke back above after liquidating the lows. That's actually a pretty decent grab though. I might take a stab at some buys here in a second, guys. If we can pull back a little bit, I might try and see if we can squeeze this high here on gold. That's a pretty decent liquidity grab and a trend line above. I'm taking a buy here, guys. I'm going to manage aggressively. I'm taking a shot at some longs here on gold. That 15 to me is looking good. How high we can squeeze, we'll see. Actually, I don't want to set a hard TP. If we start closing, you know, maybe anywhere back below here, I'll probably exit. But that was a pretty nice liquidity grab and a huge bullish candle. So I kind of look at this 30-minute and go, oh, cool, there's a high chance we're probably going to fill in this previous 30-minute wick. If we get a, let's say, bearish closure back below here, I will exit there. Maybe risking like $100, we'll see. I'm keeping my hard stop here as a worst case scenario, but if we close back below here and we can't push from this area and we continue to range, I will look to get out. I will manage at previous highs as well. Let's see. But I'm only really going to be risking like maybe $110, $120 on this trade. And who knows, could we be squeezing it back up into these highs? Maybe. Yeah, previous 4-hour level. Yeah, that's the thing. The 4-hour is at some decent support. Maybe into 4-hour highs. The thing is, we just want to see volume. Look at this hourly. The hourly's grabbing the lows, closing back bullish. Hourly highs is a nice liquidity level. And that was a decent 15 close, decent 30-minute close. Like, I really like that 15. Grab the lows, engulfed back, sorry, not engulfed, but closed back bullish, back above this range. I would imagine a lot of people are probably trying to short this on gold. I would imagine people are probably trying to, you know, maybe people who trade breaks and retests, maybe selling from here, stops, you know, somewhere above here. So I'll be quite aggressive with the management. But I want to see if this 15 can bottom wick and continue pushing up. So let's see. I'm going to put my hard stop just below this 5-minute low as like a worst case scenario, but I will get out if any closures close back against me. I can get out straight away. My hard stop will be down here as a worst case scenario though, but I will be getting out around here, maybe minus 100, we'll see. That was a decent 15 close. We just want to see, and this is a nice push as well. Like from this liquidity grab, this candle flip, and that's a nice 40-tick push. It's the first sign of volume we've seen all morning, so we want to see that continue. If we don't continue, then we could range. But if that's true volume and a true liquidity grab, we should be good to push. If we can't and we still, that's fine. You know, we can reassess. I'm trading minis here today because the ranges are much smaller, so my risk even trading minis is still pretty small. Looks like gold's back to the normal ranges that we were used to, not back to the 500 tick ranges anymore. Looks like we're back to the 100 to 50 tick ranges, which is normal for London. That's what it used to be. That's why it was so crazy to see gold moving at like 500 ticks. As soon as we tag these highs, guys, I will manage because I don't know what's going to happen above here. Same to the downside. That was a liquidity grab. I didn't know what's going to happen down here. Same as I don't know what's going to happen above here. So if we tap into these highs, I will be aggressive with the management. If we can break it and keep pushing, fantastic. But I don't know what's going to happen above here. You know, we could easily tag these highs and continue ranging. So I will manage as soon as we hit these highs. I think a lot of people will be trying to short this. A lot of people jumping in short, stop sitting just above. What would that be? From here to here, what's that? About a 30 tick range. I like this high, to be honest. I don't know if I'll hold that long given how range bound we have been today. But that would be a nice overall target. I like to assess volume just based on candle closures, to be honest, man. You know, you can use indicators of volume, but I like to look at the bodies of the candles, especially on the higher time frame. I just find it gives me a more accurate price action reading. I like to trade just pure price action. It's a good way for me to read it. So we're trying to hold this level. Kind of breaking back above, not a whole heap of volume. Maybe could we come down and grab some 5 lows before pushing? Possibly. So I don't want to put stops too tight just yet. Any thought on NQ? Yep, we can have a look at NQ again once we let this gold position play out a bit. Remember, my stop is this area, guys. Although I have a hard stop here, I'm risking if we close back below this, I'll get out pretty much straight away. So I'm risking about $100 here, which in terms of ticks is about 10 ticks, which is good. 10 ticks to see if we can squeeze, you know, 30, 40, nice 1 to 3. We've got 30-minute close in about 10 minutes as well. But like I always say to you guys, all we can do is just execute and manage risk. That's all we can do. If we see price breaking out after liquidating some lows, we react to that. Okay, cool. Coming into the highs there now. All right, beautiful, cool. There's a nice push. So anyone who was selling there getting squeezed out here on Goldie. I'm break even here, guys. Let's see what's going to happen at these highs here. Nice little squeeze there. About 23 ticks. Any sellers are getting squeezed out here. I'm break even here, guys. Because like I said, I don't know what's going to happen above these highs. I'd love to see this keep ripping, but, you know, could we grab these highs and continue ranging? Yeah, 100%. Therefore, I'm happy to manage. About 250 here. Yeah, get that bank in. About 230 here, guys. These highs will be a strong area. If we aggressively reject or aggressively spike into these highs here, I may just lock in the trade. Let's see. Ooh, there we go. Cool. All right, I'm locking in that area, guys. I'm looking in $300. You got about a 30 tick move there. You may squeeze higher, but like I said to you guys, I don't know what's going to happen above these hourly highs. Therefore, I'm just going to lock in my trade. So I'm locking in $300 there, guys. If you continue squeezing higher or you have micros and you can hold runners, amazing. I'm only in this for 1 micro. And, you know, we're back at this strong level here. Could you keep squeezing these highs? Yeah, maybe. But as an intraday scalp trade, I'm happy to lock that in there. So I'm up $600 here on the day. And I'm locking that in nicely. If you do want to hold runners, if you do have runners, this high here is also a nice target. But I'm happy to take my trade. Yeah, pretty much zero drawdown in that position as well. Yeah, nice GC trade. Yeah, good job. If you guys did get it, well done. A very quick little scalp there, but that's all we're doing. We're just taking our quick scalps. I'm not trying to hold to the moon. I'm understanding that we're very range bound, and we could easily pull back from these highs. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know what's going to happen above these highs. Therefore, locking in that makes sense. Same as if I was selling from down here. As soon as we hit these areas, I have to be managing. And because my entry is, because my entry is here, which I guess you could say is not the best entry, like there's nothing to say we can't pull back and retest this area before pushing higher. So if that's the case, I may as well just lock in my trade. If we do pull back and I can get another entry, fine, I'll take it, but I'm happy to lock that in. So good entry and good exit there, guys. Pretty much zero drawdown. Fantastic exit. I'm up about 613 here on the day on my London account. I didn't take it on my Asia account. Unfortunately, I probably should have taken it on both. That would have been a nice 500 on that account. But yeah, about $800 here on the day, guys. Nice push. Very nice push. Out of drawdown after 1 month. Amazing, man. Good job. Yeah, clean push. Clean push in a very ugly range. Clean push in a very ugly range. Like, we are still ranging. Like, look at this. The reasons for that trade was trying to buy into where most people were trying to sell. That's what I was kind of saying before it even played out. I was imagining any rejections from here is probably going to be a trap for people to go short. As soon as I see this grab in the lows and breaking out, I'll take my trade. In normal markets, maybe I would have taken it from here. But because the higher time frame had been a little bit choppy, I wanted to be a little bit more patient. But that would have been a great entry in normal markets. If we hadn't have been so rage bound to the left, that would have been my optimal entry. Grab the lows, breakout, boom. Which from here to here, like that's a $500 trade. That's a nice trade. But yeah, good trade, guys. If you did get it, well done. If you didn't get it, but you understand the reasons behind it, also well done. That's what these streams are all about. We've had a winning trade every single day this week, guys. So in the markets that we have been in recently, like if we go back to the higher time frame, like look what we're doing right now. We're doing absolutely nothing. So although we're getting a nice push here, every time you have pushed there, you've completely reversed. So that's why I'm aggressive with the entry and management, because we are still ranging. So we got a nice $600 on the day when gold has done absolutely nothing today. So, in normal times, when the markets are trending, would I hold that position longer? Of course, but we're not in a trending market. I'm understanding what market are we in right now. Are we in a trending phase or are we in a range bound phase? Well, we're in a range bound phase. Therefore, it doesn't make sense for me to try and hold a huge runner. We're not ranging. Sorry, we're not trending. Nice trade. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Good job. If you guys did get it, well done. Yeah, that's the thing. It was trending lower, and that's what I was imagining most people were trying to see. Let me just get rid of all this for a second, guys. This is my reason for, again, this is just how I trade. I trade liquidity. So I'm imagining a lot of people are probably seeing this and are probably trying to do this. Well, gold unfortunately doesn't move like that. If gold's going to have a true move down, it's going to do something like this. So I'm just taking advantage of this, because I would be the one who would be trying to short the third touch of this trend line and put my stops here and here. So I'm buying up into where most people are trying to sell. That's the way that I trade gold, and that's the way that gold loves to move. People try and short here, and by people, I mean I used to be the one trying to short here, looking for this huge play down, but that's just not how gold moves. If gold's going to have, like I always say to you guys, if gold's going to have a good move up or down, it's always, not always, but a higher chance than not, is going to come up and grab the liquidity. The textbook market structure would tell you, we're going to do something like this. I don't know about that. Maybe not that, but the textbook market structure will tell you something like this. If the markets move like that, I would be retired. Unfortunately, the markets don't. The markets move more like this. And this is where everyone gets trapped. This is where the people jump in the shorts. They put their stop just above the previous high, and they look for the big play down. And, one thing that, see you for tomorrow for the London session. Beautiful trade. Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it. See you next time. One thing that I like to do, and the way that I've kind of adapted my style, is I used to trade a lot of liquidity grabs in the sense that, I'd wait for price to do this and then I would try and go short. But what I kind of started to notice is there was a lot of times where, you would create that liquidity, but then you'd also just break it and keep pushing up. And I would miss out on a lot of trades. So one thing that I have tried to understand, if I can see a level where I think price needs to tap into before potentially going short, well, rather than waiting for price to get here and trying to go short, if I can see a reason to buy up into that, then that's going to be my trade. And I'll take advantage of that. Then whatever happens above here, who cares? If I get a reason I want to take it back to the downside, that's fine. I can consider that. but I'm taking advantage of buying up into where most people are trying to sell. Rather than me waiting for liquidity to get hit and trying to take the reversal, I want to trade what's right in front of me. And what's right in front of me is we grab some downside, and I can kind of see an area where most people are trying to sell. Therefore, you know, it'd been great if I got it from here, but the markets are ranging. Once we did actually break out, I take it from here to here. I get 30 ticks. Amazing. So it's a very simple trade. I mean, simple to me. It may seem confusing to you guys, but I promise you, it's not that complicated. The more you see it, and the more you keep showing up to these streams, the more you guys will spot these happening all the time. And now the next target, you know, if people are still short, they're probably still squeezing some stops above this high here. Well, look at that, it's a big arrow. That's how much we need to emphasize. Liquidity above here. And like I say, in normal markets, I would hold it up into there. But we're not in normal markets, are we? We're understanding what markets are we in. Well, we're in very range-bound markets. Therefore, I'm going to be aggressive with my management. Because my entry wasn't down here. My entry was here. Price could easily come back down. Tap into my entry before squeezing higher, and then I'm going to kick myself for not managing my trade. Yeah, that's how we're going to draw liquidity from now. We're going to emphasize it with these massive arrows. But yeah, nice trade there, guys. $600 on the day. I'll break down other markets for you guys as well. Why do you have different accounts for different sessions? I like to keep them separate. I like to know what session am I performing the best on. I mean, sometimes I would trade this. I guess I just have them named like that, to be honest. Sometimes I will. Sometimes I'll just. I can still trade my London one in the Asian session, you know. I say it's London. It's more so my main account, to be honest. See you all tomorrow. Everyone's ticking and dipping, getting the ticks and dipping. I'm joking. Yeah, appreciate your email. See you tomorrow. Good job, you guys got the trade well done. Everyone's taking the money and running. But no, it was a very, very, very nice push. Which session am I most successful in? London usually. Recently Asia, to be honest. Recently Asia. Yeah, they're just using me. I know. What the hell? Yeah, London's usually my favorite session to trade, but recently Asia has been very good. Today London's been the trade. You know, Asia's been pretty messy today. Sorry, where was Asia? Asia's been pretty messy, so London has been the play today. But if I had to say, yeah, I would say the past month Asia, but throughout the year London's my favorite. It's insane how much I've learned in 2 months, more progression than the past 3 years trying. That's amazing, man. That's what we love to hear. It's the reason I show up in a stream for you guys here. You know, I don't just say I'm buying now and I'm getting out here. I try and explain all of the reasons behind the trade, which is kind of difficult whilst I'm actually trying to take my own trades. But that's what these streams are all about, man. Showing you guys the trades, not only so you can execute them, but so you can actually learn from them. And that's what these streams are all about. I am one payout away, man. I'm one payout away from getting called up to live on this account. I've had this account for a good while. And I'm, yeah, one payout away. It's not really been like a focus of mine. Until recently, I have focused on it more since I've been, you know, I used to trade a lot of personal capital, but since I got the opportunity to stream on Topstep with you guys, these Topstep accounts have been my main focus for the past few months. And I've been trading on this account since January. Aaron, can I convince you to put a grey outline and wicks on your candles? What do you mean? Sorry, man. Did I misread that? Maybe amazing. Wish you the best in the live. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate you tuning in. Nah, I haven't been taking anything on personal. I haven't. I've been buying a lot of stocks on personal, long term. I haven't been day trading in a while though, man. No, I haven't. In the bank, really grabbing those. Yeah, I haven't. It was sat there for quite a while. I was like, you know, I was taking some good trades on the Topstep, and then I was trying to trade my personal. It was just too much to kind of manage them all. So I was like, let me just focus on these now. And I've actually really been enjoying it more. Like the interactive with your users. Keep up. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, maybe I misread your question. Sorry, I'm not sure what you mean, man. Can I convince you to put a grey outline and wicks on your candles? Oh, as in like change the color? Is that what you mean? Like a... you mean like a border? If so... No, you can't convince me, unfortunately, man. I like my colors. Have enough accounts to manage. Yeah, that's it, man. Have enough accounts to manage. It's even hard to do that. But I've been trading. I've been enjoying these a lot. Yeah, Marcus is too crazy trade personal. 100%, man. That's very true. I've been buying up a lot of stocks though. But even, you know, I still keep like a decent amount in a personal for more swing trading, like even gold and stuff. Which, man, to be honest, if I had just bought if I just bought gold in January and done nothing for the year, I would be absolutely laughing, because that would have been a swing trade of a lifetime. In hindsight, you know, we're up like 30%, which is just ridiculous. But no, not even any swing trades in the personal. So I've been enjoying focusing on these a lot more. And I guess I like to show these more because I guess it's more relatable to you guys. Like I think funded accounts for most people are fantastic. It's kind of more relatable. So we would have got stopped at break even if we didn't manage there, guys. So great management. I think our entry, or we maybe have just would have survived, but we would have been, you know, we would have been up 30 ticks, 40 ticks to then hope to squeeze out 20. So we're risking 40 to try and make like an extra 15. It's not worth it. So great exit there as well, guys. So I think that was our trade from like here to here, and we would have been panicking a little bit. That's what I said to you guys. I don't know what's going to happen above here, but what I do know is this is a strong potential liquidity level, and if I just drag this across, it's just a very simple resistance level. You can call it liquidity, you can call it supply and demand. It's just a decent level that we have reacted off in the past. Look at this, beautiful level. So good management there, guys. Good management, good entry, good exit. Wish I bought more money. Yeah, I went back to the minis today just because the ranges have been back to what we are used to. I kind of was measuring an age and I'm like, oh yeah, this is actually a nicer range to trade. That's why, I've gone back from the micros back to the minis because the ranges have started to calm down a little bit. I don't normally sign in and participate in the chat. I have done on both your videos. Thank you for your time you put into live streams. It helped me out so much. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for tuning in. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Hopefully you guys have learned something here today. Oh, I mean, bought more. Yeah, bought one mini in January. Yeah, what would that have been? How many ticks would that have been? Where's January? I would be retired. You guys wouldn't hear from me ever again if I'd bought 1 million in January. Yeah, my days, like absolutely ridiculous. My background gradient is Bitcoin. Yep, we can have a look at Bitcoin. Absolutely. My background gradient is a darker color here, and then a gray as well, man. Liquidity shared in full. Yeah, you can. I've got loads of free videos on my YouTube channel. You can see Topstep have kindly put my YouTube channel in the description of the video. So, yep, there's plenty of videos on the YouTube channel, man. Yep. I passed 250k combines on Monday, all thanks to your strategy. Amazing, Dale. Good job. Everyone get a W in the chat for Dale there. Absolutely amazing work, man. Passing 250Ks from my strategy. That's absolutely amazing. I think you might be the best trader at Topstep. Nah. Dakota absolutely crushes at NQ. The thing is, you know, with gold, you don't get the big trades like you do on NQ. That's why the guys, you know, absolutely crush it. But no, I appreciate it. It's very kind, but I don't think so. Dakota absolutely crushes his live account. We'll get there, man. We'll get there. We'll catch up to him. We'll have to try to start trading bigger size. But I appreciate it. Yeah, someone said Bitcoin. Let's have a look. That's definitely not Bitcoin, but yeah, copper's still selling off. Did oil start to pull back yet? Nah, oil couldn't break back high. Oil still squeezing lower, guys. Never flip bullish. Big push. I don't like oil personally. Bitcoin, yep. Bitcoin. Let's have a look. Let's do a bit of top down here. We've had a beautiful bounce from 75. Very, very nice bounce from 75. Now we're back at 95, which is a huge resistance level. Do I think you're going to see new all-time highs on Bitcoin? Yeah, probably. But this is still going to be a big reaction level where you could see some pullbacks first. Closed 80% of that trade at our targets. One micro runner just about tagged to break even. Yeah, nice work, man. Good job on holding the runners. It was smart to hold runners. If I was in it for more than one mini, I would have held runners as well. It made sense. About these buys into liquidity after a strong close. I am watching this 15. Let me see. It's just more so where are you going to get a stop if you try and buy it now. That's my only thing. We'll look at it. I'll drop down to 5 minute in a second. But yeah, Bitcoin's been on a big run. Big run here, guys. Held this previous all-time high resistance beautifully. And a very, very, very nice run. I don't hold any Bitcoin, but I probably should. This is a really, really decent 20% return already. Like, that's huge. So, one thing I do want to look at as well, guys, before we wrap up today is I want to have a look at the yen futures as well, because we got big Bank of Japan news coming out tomorrow. And I think there could be some good opportunities there. So we'll have a look at that in a second as well. Bitcoin. Again, it would be great if we could pull back to here before pushing higher. Do we need to? Possibly not. Like, we're looking very bullish. Although I'd love to see it pull back to get some big buys. We're already having a very, very decent push. Are you in Thailand still? I'm in Australia, man. It's 20 to 6 in the evening. So decent weekly close. Daily is looking good to continue pushing up, to be honest. We're creating some nice upside liquidity, which it does actually follow the same intraday principles. I've seen it have nice liquidity grabs as well. So I'd say nice buys into all-time highs, I wish. Nice buys into highs from the 25th. You have a trend line coming down here as well, so I reckon a lot of people are probably trying to short Bitcoin. You are getting a bit squeezed, though, so could you pull back before squeezing higher? Maybe. Let's have a look at this on a lower time frame. Nah, I like buys here. They could be forming a sort of head and shoulders here to see if you can squeeze higher. This looks good for buys, personally. Where would I want to see buys? Given the hourly has just closed bearish. I don't day trade this very often, so please take my analysis with a pinch of salt. Yeah, I would, if we can close back above here, I think Bitcoin looks good to continue pushing higher. So I would say, if you can close back above here, yeah, I'd be looking for something like that. Goldie's still squeezing higher there, guys. Goldie's still squeezing higher. It would have come right back to our entry before squeezing higher, which is pretty much what I said. Our entry wasn't that perfect down here. We could have easily came to retest this level, which would have stopped us before squeezing higher. It's pretty much what we did. So good entry, good exit. If you wanted to take a second position, yeah, you could have. I just wasn't too confident after you grabbed these highs. I'm not too sure what's going to happen around here. But yeah, you're having a decent bounce there. Pretty decent bounce. Any reason you don't copy trade all 5? They're pretty much all at different balances now. I was copy trading 3 or 4 at one point, but since I've taken payouts, I just prefer to keep them separate now. The fees for micros add up the same, so 10 micros is the same. No, the fees for 10 micros will be more than 1 mini, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure the fees will be more because you have more contracts. Although they're minis, it's still more contracts. So it'll be whatever the fee is for a micro times 10. But yeah, decent continuation high, guys. People who are, like I say, at least we're not selling it, because this is where I said most people are probably selling this stops above. So although we could have maybe held runners a little bit longer, I only had 1 contract, but at least we're understanding that most people are trying to short here, and we're still taking advantage of that. At what level would I consider shorting gold? Yeah, mini is cheaper than micros. Yep. If you have 10 of them, I think it might be more. Well, the thing is, if this hourly closes like this, what I'm trying to see for you guys for the rest of the day is you could continue pushing higher. My upside liquidity target is all the way up here. Now, do I think we're going to come all the way there today? We'll have to see. But my overall target is back at 33.40, which if you grab these lows and close bullish, I wouldn't even think about shorts. Don't think about what could happen. think about what's happening right in front of us. And what's happening right in front of us is we're liquidating previous hourly lows and we're about to potentially close bullish. Therefore, that's a good liquidity grab and a good sign that we could push higher. But, you know, if I did want to buy more, pretty strong resistance. Hey, thank you, man. For gold, I assume. Where are we? So that's for the minis, right? So 324 for the minis. Is there a bit for micros? Oh, micro gold. There you go. 124. So 124 times 10. So you probably pay about $10. One tick, pretty much. $10 per tick. One tick. You pay one tick in fees, which is pretty good. That's the thing, and sometimes it is almost better to trade 10 micros, because at least you can take partials. But I think people say, oh, like the fees add up too much. It's only one tick. Like, it's not gonna make any difference to your profitability. Oh yeah, nice one, Sean. There you go. 1240. Yeah, nice. 1240 for 10 micros. Yeah, nice. So yeah, 360 for one mini, 1240 for 10 micros. So it's a little bit more, but it's like, if you're trading 10 micros, it's not going to make that much of a difference. Like one tick is fine. One tick on gold is nothing. 10 micros, one tick is $10. So, you know, that is all you're going to pay. It's a nice squeeze up into the highs there, guys. Full liquidity hit there. Beautiful trade there, guys. Well done. Absolutely beautiful trade. If looking back at this, this would have been a fantastic entry. This would have been a great trade. The only reason I didn't take this liquidity grab and breakout is because the price action was a little bit choppy. But for our actual plan, that was an optimal entry. That was a perfect entry. To close some off, if you are, let's say if you bought 10, let's say you bought 10 micros from here. And if you wanted to close off half here, then you would just sell 5. You're selling back what you bought. So you're selling half, which you're selling 5. And then once you get up into here, you could set a sell order, or you could just mark execute sell here as well. So if you're long, you're selling it back however much you want to close. If you want to close 70%, if you're in 10, well, then you close 7. Then you could put the 3 at break even and 3 TP here. So yeah, lovely trade there today, guys. Zoom, guys, give me 2 seconds. YouTube, guys, I'm gonna wrap up there. We've had a great trade today. I'm up $600 on the day on my one Topstep account here. I don't want to make you guys just sit here and watch me for the sake of it, but hopefully you guys have had a great session. If you guys did take this trade, well done. It was nice to see our full liquidity levels playing out. But for me now, it's coming up to almost 6 p.m. here, so I'm going to head home, go get some dinner, and unwind for the evening. I appreciate you guys taking the time to tune in. If you guys did enjoy the stream, I'll be live here again, same time tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Trade safe. Remember, D's coming up right after me as well, guys. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Cheers, guys. Talk to you soon. Peace.